chances are you have one of these and it is still in the box. Or you took it out of the box, you used it, let some time pass, took it out of the box again to use it, and it doesn't work. My name is Asia Coffee and I am a cake artist and cake decorating instructor, and I've been airbrushing cakes for several years at this point. When I was in the market for an airbrush machine and looking online, I came across a lot of negative reviews about particular machines. Most of them described scenarios in which people had bought an airbrush machine, they used it one time, and then when they went to use it a second time, the machine did not work for them. As someone who has used airbrush machines, a couple different styles, for cake decorating purposes, off and on for the last several years, I can tell you with almost 100% certainty that the trouble isn't the machine itself, it is that the airbrush gun needs to be cleaned. And we are going to go in really great detail as I show you how to do that today. So let's get started. So this particular airbrush unit may look very familiar to you. This may be the exact same one that you have. I purchased this one from Michael's several years ago. Now, this particular one has a power switch. It also has a mode button. And this particular model does have 5 different modes to it. Now, I worked with someone recently who had almost the exact same unit, but instead of 5 modes, there were 3 modes. Now, this particular unit design is used quite often and the branding may change. I have owned a Wilton branded airbrush unit in the past. I've also seen the Cake Boss have a very similar unit as well. So you may have the same exact airbrush unit, but the colors may be a little different. It may be black and white. It could be red and white. It could have that purple on it. If you know, you know. But generally, this is the kind of airbrush unit that you would find widely available online. The other thing to note with this particular unit is it is what is described as a single action airbrush machine, meaning that when you turn on the unit, you will automatically have air flowing out of the end of the gun here. And to control the color, all you would have to do is pull back on the trigger to release the color. And we'll talk more about that in detail. So it's really important when people are doing this process that they go ahead and unplug the unit and make sure that the power is off. So I just showed the power going off. Okay. And you'll see that the gun itself is connected to a very long hose. Okay. We're going to set that off to the side. So it's really important when you are disassembling your airbrush gun that you use some kind of non-stick surface. I'm going to use this piece right here of shelf liner as I'm working through this. This one is white. Again, you want to have something that is high contrast against your piece here. Also, if you have this kind of shelf liner at home, this will work as well. Keep your pieces from getting lost or slipping away. You definitely do not want to take your gun apart on a surface that's really slick because your pieces will roll away. In doing this process, we are going to untwist this bottom part to start. And the reason why we're untwisting this as opposed to removing the hose itself is because removing this hose from the metal can be very difficult. So we just untwist that from there. Pretty simple. All right, now we're going to start to disassemble the gun right here. The very first thing that we're going to do is twist off this piece here. And as I'm working, I'm going to be sitting everything down on the non-skid. So take that off just like that. And we're going to sit that down here. I also like to disassemble in a certain order so I know how things go back together. So this is what it looks like. At this point, we've disassembled or removed just kind of that bottom part. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to twist off this piece right here. Again, just very gently twist that off. Okay, we knew that that's the second part that we removed here. So we're going to sit that here. So we have this piece and this piece, and we're going in order. Next thing that we're going to do, and we're going to do this part very, very, very carefully, is we are going to gently remove the airbrush needle. Now, when you're pulling this out, you'll notice that it is super, super long. It's also super, super sharp. So be very, very careful. Next piece we're going to take off is we're going to untwist this piece here. So twist, 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 twist. Okay, so we're untwisting. And be careful because all of this is loose. So we're going to take that piece. We're going to stick it right here. And we have all these pieces right here. There is a lot going on here. So you'll see that there is a spring. And then on this piece at the very end, you can see this piece here. This is super important. It is attached here. But this entire piece right here is all one piece. It's all one piece. There's a very particular way that this will be inserted back in later. So again, we're just keeping everything in order. So we'll take that piece there just to remember what came out. Next, we're going to take this piece and we're going to lift. And when we do that, you're going to notice that the ridges are here. So again, when we use the gun, we're pulling this way. So we want to have that grip here. So we are going to sit that there. And at this point, this is what our gun looks like. You can see it's really just the body. We have our well here at the top. There are some other pieces that we can disassemble. I'm going to take off this piece here, which actually is two pieces. I'm going to take off both pieces so you can kind of see what that looks like. Okay, so here, that's what that looks like. We have this very tip here that you can see. And then you can see down into that. That's what that looks like. So this piece, I'm going to sit right here. Okay. We do have these two pieces here at the very end. And I'm just going to separate that very end piece. Oop, see? Separate those two pieces from each other. Just like that. And we know that that piece goes there and this piece goes on the very end. So it's always good to take off these two pieces here from the end. Again, for cleaning purposes, we want to make sure that when we're deep cleaning that we're cleaning everything. So at this point, this is an opportunity for you to just kind of inspect all your pieces, clean anything that is dirty. Out of all of this, the pieces that are going to be the most soiled would of course be the very end here. There will most likely be a lot of color or possibly gunk along the needle itself. Again, you just need to be very, very careful because the end of that needle is super sharp. Okay. And it's important for it to stay sharp because of the way the airbrush operates. Okay. All right, now we're going to start the process of assembling our entire airbrush gun back together. So we're going to start here at the end and work this way. Okay, this very small piece here, again, gets twisted on to this piece on the very end. Okay, so that piece looks like that when it is assembled. And then from here, we're going to take it and put it on the end here. Again, as we're doing this, just being very, very careful, mindful of that tip there. Just do this gently. And it just twists on just like that. Okay, so we're almost there. Now, this part here gets to be a little difficult. When we're adding this piece into this piece, super important, again, just to make sure that when you position it back in, that grippy piece is facing the front here. So I'm going to pick that up. One thing to note, and you can see it down through, is there is a hole at the bottom. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we are going to thread this bottom piece here right into that hole. So you'll see me do this from above. I'm going to take it and just straighten it out as best I can. And then I'm going to take it and push it down into the hole. It might take a few tries. So you want to guide that portion down. And once you get it down, you'll see that hole is filled. Might be a little difficult to see. I'm trying to adjust it to the light. So the hole is filled and your trigger should be down about this far. Okay? And you should be able to freely move your finger back and forth. Okay? This next part is going to be just as challenging. It's super important that this loose piece right here, this loose piece looks like this, like almost like it's sitting down when it gets inserted. So basically we're going to take this and put it in, and when we do, you'll see this tab here sticking here. Okay? So what you do is you insert it in, and you'll see that tab sticking up right there. Can see that? That's our little tab. And we want to push that in just like that. Next, we'll take the spring and we will push that there. And then our next piece that we're going to work with is this one here. And remember, when we took this out, this is the position that it should be in. And from here, we push that onto the entire spring. Let me show that again. Okay. Again, we take that and we push it onto the entire spring, and then we're going to twist in all of those threads. Okay. Okay, I'm still twisting, still twisting. From here, you want to do a check. You want to make sure you're able to grab the trigger and pull it back cleanly. And what you want to check for is that you are getting resistance. Okay, there we go. Want to get resistance here. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to insert our needle. Super, super important that you insert this a certain way so that you do not damage the very end of this needle. So what you do not want to do is just blindly go in and insert the needle this way. You want to guide in that very fine point with your finger. Okay, make sure that you position your finger like so. And you are going to gently insert the needle through. And you may get a little bit of resistance when it hits this particular point, but you should insert it and you shouldn't be able to go any further here. This is another point where we want to make a very important check. We want to pull back and forth here, that everything is moving along freely. So next we're going to put on this piece here, grab it, and remember the orientation. It should go on like this. So it's very important that when you're disassembling that the orientation is correct. Okay, so twist this on until you feel resistance. Don't over twist it. And then from here, this is the piece that starts to pull your needle back. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. So we're going to untwist the very end. Okay, and we see our needle here. And again, that's going to show that needle going back and forth. Okay, so that is what grabs our needle. Okay. And as I'm doing this, I'm being very, very careful. Twist that back on. Do not damage the needle. Here we go. And then we're back to where we started, where we put this piece here on the back. Now, as far as branding goes, for the most part, you'll see that all of this is stainless steel. So depending on how your airbrush machine is branded, this back piece may be a different color. It may be this color. It could be, it could look a lot of different ways, but that is how you twist that back on here. This is it all together. Now at this point, we can go ahead and twist this piece that's connected to our hose back. If you have been using like a metallic airbrush color like this, you may need to use a little bit of grain alcohol for deep cleaning. Now, if you're using, your typical airbrush color here, cleaning up with some water works just fine. I hope you found this video helpful. Now, if you do have one of these airbrush machines and it is still in the box because you do not know where to start, let me help you out. I am now booking 90-minute virtual lessons, and in that time, we can work together one-on-one, and I can help get you started in airbrushing. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more cake decorating tips, tricks, and tutorials. And as always, thanks for watching.